Few names in Hollywood command the same respect as Denzel Washington. With a career spanning nearly 5 decades, 2 Academy Awards, and countless unforgettable performances, he's become more than just an actor. He's a symbol of integrity, discipline, and excellence. Yet behind his calm, commanding presence and the endless string of cinematic triumphs lies a life filled with quiet pain, personal struggles, and heartbreaking truths that many fans never knew. At 70, the story of Denzel Washington's life is not just one of success, it's one of sacrifice, faith, and the heavy toll that greatness can bring. Denzel Hayes. Washington Jr. was born in Mount Vernon, New York in 1954. His upbringing was humble but turbulent. His parents, deeply religious and hard-working, instilled in him the values of faith and perseverance, lessons that would guide him throughout his life. But when Denzel was just 14, his parents divorced, a painful moment that fractured the stability he once knew. "That split changed my life," he once admitted. "It made me question everything, my place in the world, my purpose." Though the young Washington often found himself lost and angry, he eventually discovered his path through faith and the arts. After attending Fordham University, he stumbled upon acting almost by accident. But once he found it, there was no turning back. His performances carried a power and intensity that seemed to come from somewhere deeper than simple talent, from a place of lived pain, faith, and truth. By the late 1980s, Denzel was a star. His Oscar-winning roles in Glory and Training Day, along with films like Malcolm X, Philadelphia, and Remember the Titans, cemented his place in Hollywood history. Yet even as he reached the peak of fame, Denzel quietly carried burdens that fame could never erase. "Success doesn't change what hurts," he said in one interview. "It just gives you better clothes to hide it in." One of the greatest challenges Denzel faced throughout his life was the struggle between his spiritual convictions and the moral compromises of Hollywood. He has long been open about his Christian faith, praying before every role and seeking God's guidance in his career choices. "I read the Bible every day," he once said. "Without faith, I'd have been lost." But that same faith often isolated him in an industry obsessed with image and ego. He's turned down countless roles, some that could have made him even richer, simply because they went against his principles. "If it doesn't honor my faith or my family," he said, "it's not worth it." In recent years, tragedy and hardship have hit closer to home. Friends and colleagues have noted that Denzel has become more withdrawn, quieter, and reflective. Sources close to the actor say he's been struggling with health challenges, though he's kept them private, and is feeling the emotional toll of losing several close friends and collaborators over the years. The deaths of fellow legends like Chadwick Boseman, whom Denzel secretly helped support through drama school, and Sidney Poitier, whom he called a mentor and father figure, left him deeply shaken. "Losing Sidney was like losing a part of myself," Denzel said. He was the example. "The door he opened is the one I walked through. I owe him everything." Despite his immense success, Denzel has often confessed to feeling a lingering emptiness, the cost of dedicating his life to his craft and to perfection. "I've spent so much time trying to get it right," he said. "Sometimes I wonder what I missed while chasing that." Those who know him say that while he remains devoted to his wife, Pauletta Washington, and their 4 children, the years of constant work, pressure, and scrutiny have taken their toll. "He's a man who carries the world's expectations on his shoulders," one colleague noted. "And that weight doesn't come off easily." In his later years, Denzel has shifted his focus from acting to mentoring younger generations. He's directed several films and spends much of his time speaking about faith, purpose, and gratitude, but his reflections have grown more somber. In a 2023 interview, he spoke about mortality with rare vulnerability. "We all get our moment in the sun. But the question is, what did you do with it? When I'm gone, I don't want people to just say I was a good actor. I want them to say I tried to make a difference." Behind the scenes, Washington has quietly battled pain, both physical and emotional. Those close to him say he's endured health scares that he's chosen not to make public, preferring to face them privately and with grace. "He's always been strong," said one longtime friend. But there's a sadness in his eyes now, like he's seen too much, lost too much, and given too much of himself to a world that doesn't always give back. Still, true to his spirit, Denzel continues to live with gratitude. He attributes every success and every challenge to divine purpose. "I'm at peace with whatever comes next," he said. "God's been good to me, even the hard times. They made me who I am." At 70, Denzel Washington's story isn't simply one of fame or fortune. It's the story of a man who rose from pain, stood by his faith, gave everything to his craft, and never let the world change his core. The tragedy isn't in his suffering. It's in how quietly he's endured it. How little he's let the world see of the battles behind his brilliance. For millions who grew up admiring his strength on screen, Denzel's real legacy lies not in the roles he played, but in the grace with which he's lived. He is a reminder that true greatness isn't about perfection. It's about perseverance, humility, and faith, even when the spotlight fades.